Sometimes it's not that your documentation is bad, it's that it's invisible. Developers open your docs hoping to find a path, and instead they get options, possibilities, walls of configuration, but no direction. And when someone's stuck, the last thing they want is ambiguity. In this video, I want to walk you through what makes developer docs actually useful. You learn why most developers docs get ignored, the top 3 patterns killing your Quickstart, how to fix your docs without rewriting everything, and how I helped one client triple usage with one small change. I'm Marcus Placona. I've spent the last 15 years building dev tools, leading DevRel teams, and helping startups turn documentation from an afterthought into a growth engine. And here's the thing. Most docs don't fail because they're wrong. They fail because they don't help developers in the moments that they actually need the most. Let's start with the harsh truth. Most developer docs, they're just invisible. Developers land on the page, they skim through it, they don't find what they need, they bounce. That's it. That's the whole cycle. Why? Because most docs are structured around features and not outcomes. If your headline says something like Authentication API instead of how to let users log in 2 minutes, you've already lost them. The first impression matters. If a developer can't find the path forwards within 10 seconds, they're out. Now, let's talk about the 3 common fail patterns I see over and over again. Number 1, the internal knowledge dump. These docs were clearly written by the engineers who built the product. And that's not a bad thing, but what happens is, you end up with all the options but no recommended path. The developer is left wondering, which one should I use? And that pause, that's friction. Number 2, no first-time flow. This one's painful. The Quickstart assumes I've already done 3 other steps I haven't even seen yet. No link to install the CLI, no mention of auth tokens until step 5. It's like giving someone step 4 of a recipe and hoping they figure out the rest. Number 3, no opinionated paths. This is a big one. Docs that try to be too flexible end up paralyzing people. You can use OAuth or basic auth or API keys or JWT or... Cool, but which one should I use for this basic prototype? When you don't guide the user, you leave them second-guessing everything. So let's flip it. Here's what good docs actually do. They reduce friction, they build confidence, they guide exploration. A good quick start should do one thing really well. Get me to success as fast as possible. Send your first API request. Deploy your first function. Show me how to win. Once, then I'll come back for the rest. And don't just show happy paths. Show me what errors might happen. Show me how to handle them. Every time you answer a question before I have to ask, you're winning trust. So how do you know if your docs are working? You measure them. Time on page, scroll depth, bounce rate, where users drop off. Ask your support team what questions come up over and over again. These are the gaps in your docs. One client I work with had beautiful docs, but users kept asking how to set up staging versus prod configs. That wasn't in the docs anywhere. We added 2 paragraphs and support tickets dropped 40% in a week. You don't need a full rewrite, just a friction audit. Here's how I help clients fix this. We start by mapping onboard to the jobs developers are trying to do. That means instead of starting with what your products can do, you start with what the user's trying to do. Then we write recipe-style use cases. Here's how to do X with Y. We run usability tests, not just on the products, but on the docs. We watch real devs use them without guidance. Every time they stop or flip tabs or ask a question, that's gold. That's where the fix lives. We prioritize the fixes. What's hurting first-time success? What's generating the most questions? What makes a user abandon the page? I remember once we rewrote just one section of a quick start to be more explicit about setting environment variables. Usage tripled the next week. It's not magic, it's empathy. So let's zoom out a bit and talk about something people miss: developer psychology. Developers aren't just scanning for facts, they're scanning for confidence. Every line of your documentation is either reducing uncertainty or increasing it. When a dev hits your docs, they're often under pressure. They're trying to get something to work in a sprint. They're halfway through debugging something. They're tired. So your docs need to do more than explain. They need to reassure. Clarity reduces cognitive load. Confidence grows when you help them predict what happens next. That's why outcome-based headings work. That's why runnable code is more powerful than abstract snippets. That's why showing common errors matter, because it makes failure feel normal and recoverable, the most important thing. The best docs anticipate emotion, not just logic. And here's something that will change how you write. Every piece of friction doesn't block progress, it erodes trust. And that trust is what makes a dev recommend your tool to a teammate or come back to your product for the next project. So when we talk about docs that work, we're not just talking about syntax, we're talking about relationship building. So what can you do right now? Start small. Try this. Watch 3 people try to use your docs without helping them. Just watch. Rewrite your intro headline to be outcome-based, such as build your first X instead of X API overview. Push your reference content to deeper pages. Don't clutter the top-level docs with every config flag and enum. Add error handling example next to every code snippet. If it can fail, show how. Use real runnable examples. No one wants pseudocode in 2025. And maybe, most importantly, read your docs as if you've never seen your products before. If devs aren't reading your docs, it's not because they're lazy. It's because they're lost. And the map you gave them doesn't help. So what we're doing is we build a better map. That's it. No CTAs this week. Go fix your docs.